How's it going, everyone? Mike here again with Stephanie. And we're actually going to talk about the top 5 movies that slipped under the radar for us. This is going to be an ongoing series, mostly anything that we think that is not getting enough appreciation, we will talk about it. And this is going to be older movies as well, nothing that is too new, often anyways.
Mixing it up a little.
Yeah, mix it up. Just our favorite movies. These are actually from... Most of these are from a section at our work called 2 for 1. And I like to say that is the section where the indie movies go to die.
It's true. It's sad, but it's true.
Because nobody wants those.
One of my first picks is the movie called Like Crazy. And this movie is basically about a long-distance relationship. It's with Anton Yelchin and Felicity Jones. Felicity Jones you may recognize from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Felicity Jones?
Black Cat.
She was in
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, she was.
I don't remember her.
She's assistant to Harry Osborn.
Oh, right!
Yes.
That's her actual name is Felicity Jones?
Yeah, Felicity Jones, yeah. And Anton Yelchin from... Most people know him from Star Trek.
And Odd Thomas,
Odd
great
Thomas.
movie as well. Wait a second, let's go back to Spider-Man. She's going to be playing Felicia Hardy, Black Cat, and her name is Felicity Jones?
Felicity, yes.
Weird.
I know, close. So Like Crazy, long-distance relationship. Anton Yelchin's character falls in love with Felicity Jones's character, and she's from England, I believe. So she ends up visiting the U.S. They fall in love. Her visa expires, but she decides to stay in America and violate that. So then she is then banned from coming back to the States.
Okay.
So he has to visit her, all that stuff. They have to figure out a way to get rid of this whole visa issue. So for a good period of the movie, they're alone, and they've started to see other people. One of the other people that Anton Yelchin sees is Jennifer Lawrence.
Right, this
Yes!
is the Jennifer Lawrence movie.
This is a good one.
In case you can't tell, I haven't seen the movie yet. I've heard great things.
It's a very emotional movie. If you're in a long distance relationship, it will hit very close to home. But still, it's a damn good movie.
See, I'm too smart to get into those.
That's right.
Alright, so number 2 is my pick, actually. It's called Stuck in Love. I believe it came out in 2012?
Yes.
I think so.
It came out as I was at our work.
Okay, so you were starting at work. I was graduating high school. So yeah, it stars Nat Wolff, who I'm a huge fan of. Lily Collins, who I'm a bigger fan of. What are the 2 parents' names? Jennifer Connelly. What was the dad's name?
I don't remember.
Oh, it's slipping my mind. He was in Heaven is for Real.
Frank Kinnear.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
I think it's an excellent movie. The girl from Best of Me is also in it. The one who plays the younger version of the leading lady. I love this movie. I think it was completely underrated. I looked it up and it made basically nothing in the box office. It was crapped on by reviewers, but it's one of those movies that I think is perfectly written. Almost every character in the movie is a writer in the film, so everyone has something interesting to say, and the story basically is it revolves around a family that the parents are recently divorced. The mother cheated on the husband. The daughter witnessed it, and the son knows about it. So everyone is experiencing something completely different. The father hasn't completely moved on yet. The mother is doing okay with her new husband, but not great. The daughter is completely cynical about relationships and love, and we'd be a great fit. And then there's Nat Wolff, who is the hopeless romantic, and his dynamic with Lily Collins is, I think, great. They really do have a sibling vibe about each other. Logan Lerman's in this movie, and I'm a huge fan of him. I think him, Nat Wolff, and Dylan O'Brien are going to be, in the next 10 years, some of the best actors in the industry.
For sure. Definitely Logan Lerman.
Yeah, for sure, Logan Lerman. So I was really happy to see him in this movie. Even the girl from Best of Me, her name is slipping my mind. I believe she was only 16 when they filmed this, so it's pretty awesome that she did as good of a job. She plays the kind of bad influence character very well, and I love the growth of every character in this movie. Everyone had a development, and something big happened in all of their lives, but it didn't feel like too much in one movie. You know how, say, use Spider-Man 2 for an example, which we just talked about. There was so much going on that you couldn't really enjoy one arc. Everything was perfectly blended together that it worked well with each other.
And they made it so that there were 3 separate stories, but you knew
Right.
there were 3 separate stories, and you could focus on them.
Right.
That worked really well.
Yeah, I'd say that's on the director because he filmed every scene so. I use the word singular a lot when it comes to movies that have one star. Like Spider-Man seems to be very singular. Like there's not enough room for other heroes the way it's being directed. So when it comes to a movie like this, in the individual arcs, it was filmed very singular. But when it was time for the whole family to be together, it was filmed very open and wide, and it left room for them all, and every character worked really well together, I found.
It has like a Crazy Stupid Love kind of vibe.
Yeah, exactly. Like an independent version of Crazy Stupid
Yes.
Love.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good comparison.
3 different stories all came
Right.
together at the end.
That's another great movie, by the way.
That is a very great movie.
If you haven't seen Crazy Stupid Love, check it out.
Get on that.
Yeah.
Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling, Steve Carell, Julianne Moore. And I forget. Who else? Kevin Bacon!
Girl with the nose and the ears. You know who I'm talking about, though. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
Every girl ever with the
No,
nose
but
and
like
the ears.
you know who I'm talking about. Those are
Yes.
your prominent
That's
features.
fair. That's fair.
Very, very cute. Okay, I'm not being offensive.
That's true. All right, number 3 on the list for now. These aren't in a particular order. They're just
Yeah,
in the order that
nothing's in sequential order.
Yes. So number 3 is my pick. It's called Short Term 12. This movie I just by chance decided to rent one day, and I cried about 3 times watching it. It's the story about a woman who works in a center for kind of distressed, disturbed youth, troubled youth. So you get introduced to it immediately. The stories for each individual character are heartbreaking. They focus on like 3 different of the kid characters, and the main girl has her own personal issues, but you see her in her 2 different lives. One is at the center, and one is at home, and yeah, it's.
You're getting all flustered.
I know, it's that good. I had to buy it like immediately.
Oh, this is one that you own?
This is one I own.
Oh, okay.
I had to buy it because it was so good, and I've shared it with a lot of people.
Right.
And the only things that I've gotten from people is that it was phenomenal.
Interesting.
Because it's just it's a feel movie.
Right.
But like a deep feel movie.
Right. Okay, so number 4 is one of my favorite movies. It's called The Way, Way Back. I loved this movie based on the trailer. Just the vibe about it reminded me of Perks of Being a Wallflower,
Yes.
which I love. Logan Lerman again. And I was so excited for the trailer. I was like, I have to see it. And I don't think it ever went to theaters here in Canada, or at least...
Well, probably like select.
Yeah, it was probably select theaters.
Yes.
So I never got to see it in theaters, but as soon as I saw it at our work, I lost my mind. I was so excited. I think I rented it like 3 times in my first week working there. And then I found it on Netflix, watched it a bunch there, to the point that I bought it. And it's it's a coming of age story like most of these on the list are.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's a bit different. It again stars Steve Carell, just like Crazy Stupid Love, except this time he's the bad guy. You want to hate him. He plays the boyfriend of the protagonist's mother, who is a jerk. Like, the opening line is, Duncan, what would you rate yourself? And the kid goes, I don't know, a 6. And he goes, I think you're a 3. Yeah. That's not a spoiler at all. It's just, he's such a jerk, and you have to hate him. There's not a single redeeming quality about Steve Carell's character.
And then later in the movie, he does some pretty shitty things.
Yeah,
as well.
like he is just...
Excuse my language.
He is a crappy character. I think the main actor, I can't remember his name. I think he was great. What's
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell, that's his name.
Amazing.
I thought he was the best mentor-esque character the kid could have ever had. He was the kind of character you want to model yourself after, because he even he goes through a growth period in his own life. And this is the type of movie that it focuses more on Duncan, the main character, but you do see growth in other areas. Like, once again, you want to hate Steve Carell. You see his relationship with his daughter. He's just willing to please his daughter, whatever it takes. He's trying to please his new girlfriend. He really, for whatever reason, does not like his girlfriend's son. And he's just a jerk to him. Anna Sophia Robb, though,
She's good.
she's great in this movie.
She's been doing some good things with her career.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited.
Since Bridge to Terabithia, she's done
Soul
pretty
Surfer?
good-
Soul Surfer was great.
I haven't seen it, but I heard it was good.
Carrie Underwood is a mess in that movie.
Right, and she, what's her name? Anna Sophia Robb was also in the Carrie Diaries. That
Yes,
Sex and
the
the City
TV show.
stuff.
Yes. Yes.
I think Anna Sophia Robb is great. I think she's 2 years older than me, so a year younger than you.
Yes.
And I think she's a great actress in terms of I think she steals the show when she's on screen. She's the kind of
She
actress,
has a good presence.
yeah,
she has a really good
you
presence.
want to watch more of her, especially this movie. I think we both tend to like movies where the ending is the least satisfying thing ever.
Yeah, it just kind of abruptly ends.
Yeah, and it's the kind of thing where you're like, I want more.
Yes.
I wanted more so bad. I was looking online to see if there was a sequel coming out, and there's not, and I'm really upset about this.
And now, we have our last pick for today. It is the movie Horns!
With Daniel Radcliffe.
And also, her name is escaping me, but
Juno
she's-
Temple.
Juno Temple, yes. She's also in it.
Mhm.
And we have Max Minghella, I believe. He was in The Social Network.
Oh,
That's
is he
a
the
big-
skinny guy?
Yeah, and he was in The Internship.
Right. He had that British accent in the internship.
Yeah. So Horns, again, movie that completely surprised both of us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure.
I keep saying this. It is everything I wanted out of Life After Beth, and more. Life After Beth was terrible.
It was horrible.
I love the cast, and I hated that movie.
I had such high hopes for that
I
movie.
know, the trailer was everything good about that movie. And this movie, Horns, I don't think the trailer really caught all of the beauty of the movie.
Like, the trailer for it just kind of introduced the little bit
Right.
of comedy with the reporters thing.
Right,
But this movie is like the definition of horror comedy.
right. And it's not even, I don't think it's classified as a comedy though. I'm pretty sure it's horror drama.
Well, I can see why, because
Right.
like I guess like the first half of the movie is more comedy oriented, and then
It gets dark.
it does get pretty dark.
For once, it was a unique idea, which I liked. I think nowadays, when it comes to, especially horror, there's been nothing new. Everything's either reboots, prequels, sequels, or the same damn idea over again, like Paranormal Activity
Yeah, like,
5.
There's
whatever.
nothing new for horror movies. Like
Yeah.
nothing is fresh. So that's
No.
Horns is a good way to kind of reinvent the
Yeah.
horror genre.
Yeah.
Because it's introducing comedy, but it's also at times can be pretty terrifying.
Yeah, for sure. I thought there were, as the movie progressed, his character became so dark. I didn't know if he was a good guy or a bad guy anymore. Especially like there's a scene where he looks like the devil, and I could have sworn that he was a bad guy and that he was there to wreak hell on this town. And then it surprised me. The movie definitely takes a lot of twists and turns, especially towards the end, where I'm like, is he a good guy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he definitely is he bad? But
Well, he's
is
trying
he?
to like.
Yeah, he's trying to be both.
Yeah, well, because the special power of the horns is that
He could just be.
people around him start saying their inner like thoughts, like what they actually
Yeah, like
want to
their
say.
deepest, darkest secrets about things. Like
Yeah.
his mom's even willing to admit that she hates him. Essentially, he could ask them anything and they answer honestly, and he uses them to help
Without
solve.
filter.
Yeah, exactly. It creates a filterless environment, and he uses the horns to help solve the murder of his girlfriend, which I think is a pretty badass way of solving
Well,
it.
he was being blamed for it, and
Right.
that's why he
Right.
kind of he took the blame because he
Mhm.
didn't know if he actually did it or not. So then he kind of that's why the
Right.
horns come in.
Right. It was good. It never explains why he gets the horns, but
No.
I really did enjoy this movie. I think it's an own.
Yes.
But watch every once in a while, not a repeat watch like The Way Back, Second Love are.
Watch it like twice, maybe twice.
year?
Even.
Yeah.
Definitely at Halloween time,
Yeah.
for sure.
Second Love's the kind of movie that I watch a little too often. Way Back as well.
I can't watch Short Term 12 more than like one because I will just be a mess. But like crazy also. I tend to choose the movies that make me weep,
Right.
and yeah, I can't watch them more
I-
than once.
I do really like an emotional movie that is a unique idea, which all of the movies on the list seem to be. And all of them have a rewatch value that nowadays most movies don't.
Yes.
Like Transformers is the kind of thing that you want to watch once every once in a while when you're looking for mindless fun.
Sex tape.
Sex Tape was... Sex Tape was terrible. Never watched that movie. It was a waste of a damn hour and a half.
Unless you have if you're just have it on in the background as you're doing chores.
I think that's what I did actually. Yeah, I'd say The Other Woman still. These movies are terrible.
Cameron
nowadays.
Diaz theme you got going on here.
If you can tell, I got a bit of a hate on for her movies lately. That's it for this video. Have a good one, guys.